right, everybody. Defensive end, Owen Porter.
How's it going?
Hi, Owen. Did you see Jim Harbaugh over
Yeah, I know. I was like, we got a Michigan
Be careful what you
spy
say,
here
right?
today.
And just a little bit on the mindset of the team. And Coach says you and Eli are kind of keeping everybody up, and the morale's actually better than what people may think after a 4-game streak.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing our best to keep everybody uplifted. I think our culture does a good job with that. Everything we instilled throughout the year. Guys got to realize that, stuff happens. And, yeah, we hate that we lost 4 games, but you can't dwell on it. And the only way to, push through the storm is to keep doing the right stuff. If you don't, keep watching film, keep paying attention in practice, learning the game plan, then we're never going to come out of it. So.
You've seen App a few times now. When you look at them, what are they doing this year that maybe is different, the same, going to challenge you this week?
They're very much the same offense, a lot of divide zone, use their tight ends very well, good quarterback this year. I'd say one thing that kind of stands out a little more than a couple years ago is they have some very good wide receivers this year. They got guys that, they got, I think, 3 guys with over 35 catches, a couple guys over 400 yards already. So they got some really good wide receivers, good running backs, just like normal. Excited game.
Coach was talking about, too, their pass game and just how they're in the top 15 right now in passing. So I guess what's maybe the conversation you guys are going to have with some of the younger guys who we do know are back there right now?
Yeah. I think for our younger guys, it's just do what you can control, right? Nobody has to make anybody else's play. I know I've said that 100 times, but, do your job. That's it. That's all we're asking of you. I know we got 2 younger safeties playing in the back end. Just focus on your thing. Communicate with the guys you're supposed to be communicating with, and just focus in on your job.
When you have that youth there on the back end, it doesn't have to be on defense, but offense as well. There are natural growing pains that come with that. Is that kind of, where the team is, and how easily correctable are those things as you go back to practice throughout the week?
Yeah, they're easily correctable, but for, the younger you are, the less experience you have, the more plays you have to take to learn something. For guys like me and Micah and Eli, Sam Burton, we've been here a long time. We can see something in film and not have to correct it, or already know whenever we hit the field before we even have the talk about, this check for this play. We've already seen it, so we are aware. Whereas younger guys, they might have to actually experience it once or twice, maybe even 3 or 4 times before it clicks in their brain.
What do you notice about their quarterback and the way he's playing right now?
Good kid. I believe he's a JUCO transfer. 21 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. That's hard to argue with. He can definitely sling the ball.
Any further questions for Owen? Thank you, Owen. Thanks, LP. I did. All right, everybody. Center, Logan Osor.
Hey, Logan, it's obviously been a couple games since you guys scored a touchdown. I know that's kind of weighing on you. How do you approach this week and just say, got to execute and just get back in the where you're scoring the football?
Yeah, obviously some things got to change. They kind of challenged us, the coaches did, just about we got to prepare different. If we keep on doing the same thing and expecting a different result, that's insanity. So, we got changed up a little bit in our preparation work, but it's a new week, it's a new opportunity, so we're excited to just go out there and, put the past behind us and go out there and perform.
And obviously the perspective from, the fan base outside in is different than what's in-house. How are you guys handling what's happening right now, and just, how close do you guys think you are to turning that page and getting over the hump?
Yeah, I think we're close. Again, that goes to our culture with what Coach Huff has instilled in us, what Coach Ashford has done with our off-season workouts and stuff. We were talking about it in the leadership meetings we had with Coach Huff. Not one point during the game last Saturday where we yelling at each other, nagging at each other. We were still uplifting. So I think that just goes back on our culture. We're not going to quit no matter the circumstance.
Logan, obviously, Cole got in there. Just how do you assess how he did?
I think he did some good things, and he did some not so good things. The situations weren't great, obviously. I think he was trying to force some plays and stuff, but otherwise, he went in there like he's done it before, and I was kind of impressed with that. He kind of took control of the offense as well. No matter who they have behind me, I'm just going to block my butt off for him and just do everything I can to make sure he can throw the ball, give the ball, make sure he has the good reads and everything.
Coach Huff talked about the defensive fronts you guys have seen in the SBC this year. Can you talk about Appalachian State, where they might fit in with the great fronts you've seen this year?
Yeah, I think they're up there. They're younger up front, but they don't play like it. They're a bunch of sophomores. Some of them are freshmen, but they seem like they played a lot of ball. They're obviously coached well. If they're going to be in the A gap, they're going to be in the A gap. They're good pass rushers as well. They're good at stopping the run too. They got a new defense coordinator. They're not as twisting and doing the games as much as they were last year. They're more angle slanting, so I think that's benefiting those guys. But overall, I think they're one of the better fronts we're going to see.
Obviously, you were a little slow getting to the locker room there at Coastal. How important was it for you to be out there in that second half, and just kind of what does it mean to set that example?
Yeah, I don't want to quit on my guys, and they were kind of trying to pull me from the game, and I didn't want to do that. I kind of wanted to set the example for the younger guys. Honestly, we had Jalen Slappy start, and he did some good things, and I just kind of wanted to show him that you're not going to always feel good. The trainers might tell you, hey, you might need to take a series off, but you gotta want to be out there. And every time I'm not out there, I just feel bad for not being out there with the guys, leading them and stuff. So I'm gonna do whatever it takes just to be out there with the guys.
Look, you played in front of big crowds all season long. This group down there, they're a little rowdy. They're going to have fun. Is that it kind of inspire you guys, jack you up a little bit?
For sure. This is definitely going to be the most the hardest environment to play in this season. It's going to be harder than NC State just because of how the fans are, how passionate they are, and that they hate us. We went there 2 years ago, and that was something else I've never experienced before. I'm kind of excited to go back down there. It's a great environment. They got great fans. They really do have a great fan base, but we're excited for that.
Any further questions for Logan?
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Hey, I'll do it now. I'll do it.
All right.
How y'all doing, though?
Keyshawn Brown.
This week mean anything to you?
Oh, yeah, man. It means a lot, man. It's just another game, but, it means a little bit. It's a little bit more.
Do you communicate with some of the younger guys who maybe haven't been down there what that's going to be like? The atmosphere is going to be pretty wild.
Yeah, I've been telling some of my teammates, man, the fans going to show up. They're going to pack it out. So, we just got to come be ready to play in a hostile environment. So, it won't be, anything new that we haven't done before. So.
Top of the environment, you got a good App State team you're going up against. What do you see from them? What's going to be challenging this week?
For one, they have a hell of an offense. Joey, I don't know him, but, from looking on film, he's really chucking it around. And, they really have great receivers, I think. That's one position group that we're going to have to stop. That's just one position group that we can't let hurt us. And also the running backs, they got two good running backs, I can't lie. They good at rushing the ball and good at passing the ball. So we just stop the run, have some fun.
Keyshawn, on a 4-game skid now, what's kind of the message, I guess, in your position group right now to make sure this doesn't affect you guys too much mentally?
Yeah. Right now, we just honestly, man, we just sticking to our process. We're going to just come in week to week and stick with that process and, add and subtract some things, whatever we need to add or take out, and just, try to do more, watch more film, get a little bit more extra time at practice, little things like that, is really going to help us, turn the corner.
You're a guy that's played a lot of ball, whether it was here or there. How does that experience kind of help you turn into a leadership role on that defense with some younger guys behind you?
Yeah, Jeez. I feel like, I can definitely help, some of the younger guys. The older guys, like Eli and OP and all those guys, they've already played against, they played down there before, played against App State before. But, for the younger guys, I believe I can help them, in some areas because, I've, practiced against that offense for 4 years. And, I've been down there, played plenty of games down there, so I can, kind of talk to them and let them know what to expect a little bit and help them out.
From what you know about that offense and all the experience, it's always seemed like tough, hard-nosed, run the ball attitude.
Oh, yeah.
What is their philosophy on that side of the ball?
Oh, yeah. Well, they honestly just want to establish the run. That's been one trademark of App State. They've always been good at rushing the ball. They've always had a good running back. So, first they just establish the run, and then, they hit you downfield with play-action shots and match protection shots and little different things like screens on third down. So, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but we'll be ready.
Anything further for Keyshawn?
Thank y'all.
Linebacker Eli Neil.
Eli, as one of those veteran guys, how are you kind of massaging the egos and helping some of the younger guys get through this little tough stretch?
Just trying to be the example. Sometimes the guys just need somebody to look at. If I hang my head and then come in here like, oh, bruh, it's all over with, and it's, like they going to follow behind me. So I'm not that kind of guy anyway. And on top of having a couple hundred guys looking up to you, you can't walk around with your head down. I understand that we still got 4 other opportunities to go in here and show the world who we are. And that's what I plan on. And we plan on taking advantage of this week.
What's this game mean to you? A lot of people talk about Marshall, App State. There's history between the two teams.
Mm-hmm.
What's it mean to you?
To me personally, I mean, it's just another game. I love going down there. I love playing in hostile environments, places where the fan bases like really want you to lose. It's just a little bit more fun to me. I feel like that's the biggest takeaway for me this week. I don't see the logo and truly feel hatred in my bones. But I do look forward to going down there in Boone and having fun.
And kind of going back to what, the question about, how you keep your heads on straight and keep focused. How important is it to tune out the noise outside, from the fan base, whether it's positive, negative, whatever it might be, and focus on you guys in-house?
I feel like that's probably the most important thing that we have to do right now. I feel like after this past weekend, I mean, some of the worst things we done probably seen that came out on the internet and how people feel, and everybody's entitled to those emotions, and we got to understand that. That's not going to dictate how we go to practice. Some of the fans being upset or some of the fans, still being supportive isn't going to change how many periods Coach Huff and have us do at practice today. It's going to still be the same recipe. So we just got to make sure, like I said, we look forward to these next 4 games and be able to turn it around that way. We're in the same situation we were last year after losing to Coastal, 4-4. We don't know if they're going to make a bowl game. We done heard all this before, so we just got to finish strong.
Eli, as you said, 4 games left. Have you started at all to kind of think about, final 4 games?
A little bit. Like I was telling the guys earlier last week, it's starting to get a little bit real, with everything, coming towards an end. But I've done a good job, I feel like, personally, just taking it day by day so it doesn't, you know what I'm saying? But I can't turn a blind eye to it that it's coming towards an end. So, I mean, the passion starts to build up a little bit more. But just got to make sure I continue to stay level-headed, and don't treat it any different because it is the last couple. I treat every game like it's my last, So it shouldn't be too much different for me this week.
A little bit less serious, but favorite Halloween candy and least favorite Halloween candy?
All right. Dang. Candy corn is a no-go for me. I say candy corn. I don't like Tootsie Rolls either, though. I don't like Tootsie Rolls. I say my favorite Halloween candy is probably Kit Kat, for sure. Kit Kat, throw that thing in the refrigerator for a little bit. Ooh, little chill on that thing. Who else? I'm a chocolate lover though. So like, I would say Kit Kat, Reese's, and Snickers are my top 3.
You had the whole bag over there.
My top 3. All that's finna get killed though. Yeah, I'm about to eat all that.
Anything further for Eli? Favorite road trip food, anything? Anybody got one?
Road trip food, probably the salmon we be having. Probably my favorite option for sure.
Favorite costume while we're at it?
Costume that I done wore. See, I was planning on being Freddy Krueger. That's my other alias. Y'all don't know that, but yeah, Freddy K. That's my name on Call of Duty. So yeah.
All right, so I think we're good here.
All right, y'all.
Happy and Driscoll, you get to follow that up. So
I get the rest of them, I guess.
So what is your favorite candy while we're at it?
I'm a big Reese's guy. I love Reese's Cups, yeah.
When you look at App State this week, what's the challenge for you?
It's always a challenge whenever you play anybody in this conference, especially App State. It's a big week because it's the next one. Really talented front seven, and I think they're going to come out ready to play.
They do anything in particular, anything that stands out?
They get to the quarterback pretty good. They have a really good D-line, like Logan said. They're a younger group, but they know how to play ball. So we got to be ready. We can't take them for their age, their record. We got to look past all of that because they're good players too. So they're going to be ready to play.
When personnel changes at certain positions, sometimes it's easily identifiable, like a quarterback or a linebacker, things like that. There's been a lot of moving parts on that offensive line.
Yeah.
What's that been like for you? To be playing next to guys that you might not have played with the game before, and it might change the next game.
Well, I mean, as a 6-year guy, you got to be ready to play beside whoever we need to fit that role. I haven't missed a single snap this year, and I don't plan on doing it. So whoever comes in next to me, I'm going to get them up to speed, and we're going to do what we got to do on the left side.
Either with the problems on the execution on offense, is it just as simple as putting a drive together, getting in the end zone, and getting back to what you guys are used to?
Kind of like said last week, just some self-inflicted wounds, like, getting inside the red area, getting a penalty, setting you back. I don't think there's really any one thing that is just necessarily killing us. I think it's just a collective, somebody takes a play off, somebody, misses a block, things like that. I think that's where, as an offense, you start to set yourself back. And, there was a couple times on Saturday we were one person away from just making big plays. So it was never really just one true reason of why. We just have to get those self-inflicted wounds cut down.
anything further for Ethan?
Just real quick on Cole coming in, how did you think he handled it and with all that pressure and being a freshman and all that?
I think Cole came in and did some good things. I mean, he's very inexperienced, and we knew that, but I think he did provide a spark, and I think he did some good things. I think he has a lot to build off of, and I think he should definitely have the confidence going in each week, and I have the utmost confidence in him.
You know, Coach talks a lot in post game, whether it's here on Tuesdays, about execution, and when you hear him talk about that, what goes through your head, as far as the lack of execution and need to make plays?
I mean, it's just kind of what you got to do on offense. You can't, like I said, you can't put yourself behind the sticks, because in this league, you're not playing just an average defensive line. You're not playing just anybody. You're playing the best of the best, and you're going to get the best of the best. So, I mean, each week we have to execute, and like he says, we got to trust the process. We got to do the things that we can control, and we got to put the ball in the end zone.
All right. Anything further for Ethan?
Thanks, guys.